Became a Catholic, my God. So, do I see another hand? Yes.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, you have, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have some background in the New Left movement. And I was wondering if you had a very different view of Jefferson back in the day, and if so, how your view has evolved and changed, and what factors have caused you to reconsider it.
I'm asked if it's true that I have a New Left background, and if so, whether evolving away from that has changed my attitude to Thomas Jefferson. Would that be the force of your question? Well, actually, I'm young enough to have been Old Left, as well as old enough to have been New Left. I mean, the New Left review, I had a lot of friends. I've sometimes written for it, yes. But some of the definitions of New Left I wouldn't cover me. I mean, SDS and so forth wouldn't. But yes, I still think like a Marxist, and I was one, or am one. Certainly was one in a socialist sense for most of my life. And the attitude to the American Revolution was actually the one thing on which the left never made up its mind, strangely enough. I think because they thought it had been superseded by more modern ones. Wasn't true of Marx, as a matter of fact. Or Engels. I mean, Marx and Engels wrote that repeatedly, that the great country of backwardness and superstition and tyranny and ignorance and barbarism was Russia, and the great country of the future and of equality and liberty was the United States. And they were particularly strong in their defense of Abraham Lincoln, organizing movements in support of the Union in Europe. Henry Adams in his memoirs says Marx was almost their only friend in London at the time. Advising Lincoln, he wrote several pieces about it for Horace Greeley's New York Tribune, advising Lincoln to fire General McClellan, pro-slavery, stressing the importance of ironclad ships over sail, the superiority of capitalism over feudalism and slavery, and the rest of it. Very, very interesting. But there is another strain in, and very much not what they teach you in school. I have the feeling that probably it's not taught in American high schools that Karl Marx was Lincoln's best friend. Would I be right in this surmise? Yes, I think so. And that Lincoln thought so too. But there is another strain in the left, which, I mean, eventuates in this nonsense in the Jefferson Elementary School in Berkeley the other day, and also with the writing of Professor Chomsky, who's a very important figure on the American left. Though he calls himself an anarchist, he keeps forgetting that he is one at just the moments it might do him some good. But he is, at any rate, of major influence on the American left. And I realized a few years ago that there was a difference between him, Professor Chomsky, I mean, and myself. Which he did not finally think that the United States of America was a good idea. He thought it had been sort of all genocide since Columbus, basically. I mean, that's not simplifying his opinion by very much. And as I said about the Berkeley motion to change the name of the school to Sequoia, in a way it doesn't make any difference. You know, it's a radical attitude, but it's not a radical position because it doesn't commit you to anything, it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't represent anything. Actually, there are times when it can have significance. If you basically think the United States is a bad idea, then you may feel a sneaking sympathy for others who feel the same. Such as, for example, Theocratic Nihilists, who believe it's a Crusader Jewish racket. And of course, it's very important that people make up their minds about this now and stop fooling around about it.